they don't have any control over the ocean or what's happening. And so they have to be so physically in and mentally in the moment that it forces them to let go of everything. And through that, there's a lot of healing that happens.
Welcome back to the Life with People podcast. If you are new to the show, this podcast is about finding, building, rebuilding, and reimagining community. My hope is that these conversations encourage you to reach for community and connection wherever you find yourself. In this episode, I talk with More Than Conquerors surf founder Elle Miller. My favorite part about Elle's story is that she found healing on her surfboard and is now giving the gift of surfing to those in foster care in hopes that they would also find healing. And she has some incredible stories to tell, guys. I can't wait for you to listen to this conversation. I loved hearing about how the surf community and the foster care community are colliding through this very special organization, and I hope you're inspired as you listen in. As always, I value your feedback and your insight into what community looks like for you. So feel free to DM me, email, take our community survey, send up a flare, do whatever you got to do, but please reach out. Also, do me a favor and subscribe to the Life with People podcast. It helps others find the show just like you. All right, let's jump in. Okay, welcome back to Life with People. I'm here with my friend Elle, the future Mrs. Schlub. She is engaged.
Yes.
And woo! Cody put a ring on it. We're so glad.
Woohoo!
And I am so glad you're here today. I can't wait to spend some time with you and to talk a little bit about your nonprofit, More Than Conquerors.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you. It's exciting.
It's so exciting. I was thinking about the first time I met you.
Yeah.
Or remember meeting you. I'm sure I met you before this moment, but when Sierra was living on her boat in the harbor, one night she was like, hey, come over. My friend Elle's going to come. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting on the boat with you in the dark.
Yeah. I don't think I even saw your face that night, really.
Yeah,
that was
really.
the first time we met, though, for sure.
Yeah. But it was so fun just connecting. And Sierra is such a special mutual friend of ours. And so
she really is.
Yeah. So thank you for Sierra.
Shout out to Sierra for being the master connector.
Thank you for bringing us to this moment.
And living on a boat for a minute in time.
It's true. That was a fun dream.
That was really
like, do you have a dream like that?
Oh my
gosh. For
gosh.
living on a boat dream. Do you have a dream like that you're like, I want, one day I want to do this?
That's an excellent question. I think the craziest boat dream that I have is to someday, far, far in the future, if we are so blessed to be able to do it, is to get a boat and cruise around and explore different places around the world. I think that would be really, really cool. But that's definitely way down the line, past post MTC, post family, post all of the really good life things that I don't want to miss out on either.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
It helps that your fiance sails for a living, right?
Yes, that's for sure. He's going to listen to this later. He's going to be like, we're not sailing after this. He's like, no. We will be
like you sent the world his GPS coordinates.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if we get a powerboat, then he'll be in. As long as he doesn't have to sail it.
That's awesome. Well, if you don't mind, give us a little snapshot about you. Who is Elle? What brought you to this moment in time?
Goodness, that is a loaded question.
Very loaded. So share whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Ventura, born and raised, and my dad is a professional sailboat racer. And so we grew up in the water, around the water, doing all sorts of fun ocean things. And a big part of that was going out to the Channel Islands out here. And yeah, I just loved every minute of being in the water.
What's your favorite island of them? Because there are several, right?
Santa Cruz for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
So many places to see. There's endless activities to do. You can be hiking, snorkeling, kayaking, surfing, all of the most amazing things in the world. And if you stay out overnight, the stars are actually one of my most favorite parts of being out at the islands.
Okay.
Because it's just crystal clear and there's nobody out there. And it's just you and the stars, and I feel closest to God when I'm out there and experiencing that. So that's my all-time favorite. But yeah, before surfing became a really big part of my life, that was my life for the most part. My passions and all that revolved around boating essentially and going out to the island and travel. I was super blessed to be able to travel a bunch because of my dad's profession, and that's actually how I met Cody. He's also a professional sailboat racer, and yeah, it's really, really fun. One of the perks is we get to travel together sometimes to really cool places.
That's awesome. What's been your favorite place to travel to?
Oh my gosh. Well, We were able to go to Nice, France last year,
That was
and
fun.
that was pretty incredible.
No big deal.
South of France is insane. So I think that's been one of my favorites. Australia, we got to go to for a race out there that was with my dad and our family. And there's a race called it's Sydney to Hobart.
Okay.
And so they literally sail from Sydney, Australia
Yep.
to Hobart, Tasmania.
Wow.
It's one of the most dangerous races in the whole world, but it's a pretty special one to be able to go and be a part of all the excitement and the fun because it's a really big deal
Hmm.
out there. It's like one of their most followed and prestigious sports out there. So,
Dang. What makes it one of the most dangerous?
because of the conditions, is my understanding, it
Okay.
can get super rough. Really stormy,
Hmm.
big seas, that type
Okay.
of thing. You'd probably have to ask the sailors. I'm
Sure.
not a sailor myself, but that's my understanding is
Okay.
that those conditions together make it quite difficult.
I like
But it's
want to pull
special.
out a map because
Yeah.
I'll do it later, but
Okay.
I know there's a big shift between Australia and like in Indonesia. There's some
Yeah.
kind of big underwater land marker of sorts that creates these crazy currents and conditions. I'm pro
Probably has something to do with that.
I'm wondering if it has to do with that, but I'm also kind of like, where exactly are these things? I'm feeling
Yeah.
geographically handicapped at the moment.
You're good. I'm always geographically handicapped. But yeah, so super, super fortunate to be able to say that's a really big part of my life.
So fun.
I love the sailing community and everything that comes with it. But
Mhm.
really, surfing didn't come into the picture until I was about 15 or 16.
Okay.
Fun fact, I learned how to surf with Chipper Bro when I was 8,
Okay.
and I hated it. Because the waves were so scary. They were so big and so strong. And I had had a little bit of a, I won't call it a near-death experience because that might be a little dramatic, but I
I'm a
may have.
sitting with the female maverick.
No. No, I may have had a little bit of an incident in Mexico with like an 8-foot wave when I was quite young.
Oh my goodness.
Got tumbled, held down for a little too long, came out of it thinking, wow, I almost drowned. I never want to do that again.
Okay, so how long did it take you to get back on the board after that?
I didn't pick up surfing until I was like 15 or
Okay.
16.
Okay.
So it
So
took
the
about eight
big
years.
okay, so the big wave was when you were around 8 and then
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, around that time or so.
Wow.
But quite fun. But
Yeah.
it's cool to look back now and be like the thing that I was really scared of and that I really didn't enjoy at all
Mhm.
is now the thing that I've kind of built my life around and that God's given me vision for. It's just
Amazing.
funny how he works that way.
That's amazing.
Uh,
So do you remember the first time you got back on a board after that?
mm, yeah,
Was
but
it
it's
something where people kind of were trying to encourage you from time to time, or was it like there's like this moment when you're like, I am going to do this again?
there wasn't really a space like that necessarily. It
Mm.
was more like I had kind of recovered and moved on from that.
Okay.
And then my dad wanted to go surfing
Hmm.
out at Mondo's,
Nice.
and we'd rented a house out there for the week or something. And so he took me out there. It was really small and
Hmm.
chill. And so he taught me then.
That's so
And as soon
fun.
as I caught my first wave, I was hooked. As I'm sure most people, if you've surfed, you know that the first wave you catch and you stand up and you ride it all the way in, game over. That's gonna be your obsession for a very long
You
time.
are a surfer now.
Yes. And so that is a feeling that I like to often recreate when I'm teaching and
That's
sharing
so
surf
fun.
with others, because it is such a just a joyful moment. And
Hmm.
it's fun to be able to share that with other people.
Hmm.
But yeah, so
You helped me catch a wave at
I
Sierra's
did
bachelorette
do that. Oh
party.
my gosh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
I
was so
totally
fun.
forgot. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Elle is the surf instructor. We didn't say that yet, but
I
Elle is the surf instructor, yeah.
So long story long.
Good.
I
I love it.
started when I once I learned how to surf, that first year I went to Mondo's almost every day because I got my driver's license and I had
Hey.
just a little wave storm soft top and I would go every day after school. It didn't matter what it looked like, whether it was good, whether it was bad, windy, stormy, you name it. I just wanted to be out there.
You were in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had started to learn how to teach surf under professional surfer Mary Osborne.
Okay.
And she is a local legend, but she's also like
I
a
heard she
worldwide
might
legend.
be doing stuff now?
She is
Did
still.
I hear a little whisper of that?
Um,
Or maybe it's more public than I think it is.
well, she's been active in doing all sorts of stuff for
Okay.
forever. So
Mhm.
she is not only a professional surfer, but she's been a model, she's a motivational speaker.
Cool.
She does really awesome women's and girls retreats.
Cool.
She is a community powerhouse.
That's awesome.
She's incredible. And so generous. But yeah, I just love her to death. She's awesome. But she really is the one who taught me how to run a successful surf event, surf camp, surf lesson.
Cool.
Yeah, so super blessed by her. And we still work together occasionally, and I get
Great.
to see her and hang out with her sometimes, and it's wonderful to catch up.
So fun. Love it.
Yeah, so from there, I got blessed with an amazing community around surfing. The surf culture is a little funny because it's a little bit hard to break into. There's a lot of localism often.
Okay.
And
Like these are my waves.
yeah, depending on where you go, right? Mondo's is very much beginner friendly.
Yeah. C Street is not.
C Street, not so much.
Yeah.
You can occasionally get away with it.
But why try? That's
yeah,
how
Mondo's
I
is so
feel.
much better.
Like, why try?
Honestly, I still love surfing at Mondo's just because the vibe is fun.
Aww.
But yeah, so I forget where I was going with
Oh,
this.
you were saying the surf community is a little hard to break into.
Oh, occasionally, sometimes. But once you break into it and you meet your people, they become like family.
Oh,
it's
that's awesome.
really cool. And so when I was surfing and teaching surf under Mary, I had also been recommended to join the Ventura surf team.
Okay.
The high school team.
Fun.
So that was where I met some of my absolute best lifelong friends. And we traveled around like a little surf crew, surf gang for a while.
So awesome.
It was like, well, it was me, Taylor, Claire, Alex. So it was just a group of us girls.
That's so fun.
And the guys at C Street, because at that point in time there were not a lot of women surfing.
Okay.
And there were a few, but there were not many. And so they would see us coming and they'd be like, oh no. Here comes the girl gang again. Because we were maybe a little bit naughty and we would block waves for each other.
Okay.
And so, yeah, for all you surfers out there listening to me, please don't hate me. But it was a good time and it was really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This last weekend, I was at a restaurant down near San Clemente.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was, my server was a total surfer.
Yeah.
And you could tell right away I'm like a surfer, you know. And we're chatting at one point and he was asking me some questions and all of a sudden he goes, well, today I feel like I'm in prison because it was sunny outside.
Oh.
The waves were good and he was stuck serving.
Yeah.
Right. Which I'm like,
I feel that.
I'm like, totally. I get you. I get it. And
yeah.
he's like, well, you know, like, here's the thing. And I loved his explanation. He goes, do you go to the gym? I was like, yeah, I go to the gym. He's like, well, you can go to the gym any time of day, no matter what.
Right.
But you can't do that with surfing.
That's true.
You have to time your life. And for some reason, it helped me so much. I was like, right, that's true.
Yeah.
That's why surfers are literally going, like, rolling like the tide.
Wow.
And so I feel
like that.
Well, because I think there is this perception sometimes of the surf community where it's like, oh, they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's
down.
not. Yes. It's that their calendar, their schedule, their life
right.
revolves around a moving target.
Totally.
Whereas most people are like, I'm going to go for a run at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm going to the gym at 7 a.m. or whatever, right? It's like
either don't matter or it's all the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so for some reason, the way he said it,
yeah.
Like, oh, it just made me really love just, I don't know, like my heart swelled a little bit from like my diehard surfer friends. Yeah. I was like, oh, I feel like I understand you better now. You know, like
absolutely.
So
that is a really excellent way to put it and something that I hadn't thought about before. I mean, for example, so with MTC Surf, that's my nonprofit. We do surf therapy for kids in foster care, trafficking victims, and adoptive and kinship families. Before each year starts, because our season runs March through December.
Okay.
I
love that all of your dates are on already. They're all on your website already for the whole year.
So that's what I was leading into. Okay. Is that literally at the beginning of every year I sit down with a tide chart.
Okay.
And a calendar.
Yeah.
And I schedule every event around the tide. Wow. What it's predicted to be that day.
Yeah.
Because it's so influential in what the waves are going to be doing, how much sand there's going to be. So yeah, I plan my entire job around the tide.
But But somehow you have all the dates selected for the whole year.
Yeah. By the grace of God. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's always subject to change because of that and because of
Okay.
the weather. But
That makes
but
sense.
yeah, we really do operate and live our lives around the conditions. Which is kind of crazy.
There's something so beautiful about that though too,
Yeah.
because I think again, because you are dependent upon something you can't control,
Right.
like who can control the ocean,
No, nobody.
right? Like,
Yeah.
not me. It's similar to agriculture and to a farmer's life where it's like they
Yeah.
can't actually control the weather patterns,
Right.
but their whole life is dependent upon them.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is kind of similar where it's like you can't harness the sea,
Right.
but your life is dependent and the rhythms of your life is dependent on it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this beautiful interplay
Yeah.
between reverence and enjoyment and kind of having to live life a little bit indifferent of like letting go of control.
Right. Yeah, we
And,
have to hold it here.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's kind of a great life lesson, actually.
Yeah, it kind of really is.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a whole part of the reason why we do what we do is because it is such a good vehicle to love on kids that are experiencing so much trauma. Because they don't have control over their circumstances either.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, most of these kids they don't have control over it, and they also don't have an outlet to be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
And surfing is that perfect outlet because they get to go to the beach, which most of our kids have never been to the beach before. Many of them have not.
Okay.
Many of them don't know how to swim. So we also have a swim instructor who helps them with that.
Do you do life jackets?
We do
sometimes?
if they don't know how to swim.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, but I'm just curious. I'm like thinking through the logistics. That's all
Of
just
all
the
this.
thing I don't know if I would have thought of. It's
Yeah.
like someone brings a kid to a surf
Right.
lesson.
Surf camp.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Surf
you would
day.
think like maybe they know how to swim, but maybe they don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And there's still something so healing about the ocean.
Yeah.
My soul is filled just by standing on the sand. Do you know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Totally. And they get to experience that often for the first time. So they get to come
Wow.
to the beach and they're grounding, right? Because they're
Yeah.
feeling the sand between
Yeah.
their toes and their
Yeah.
feet. And for the first time, maybe ever, they get to experience what it's like to let go of some of that stuff they're holding on to. And really, that's thanks to all of the amazing volunteers that we have that make that possible.
Yeah.
Because they get to come down to the beach and be loved on and encouraged and built up in a way that they probably have not experienced before. Many of them show up, they're super scared, really shut down. They don't even want to look you in the eye for the most part. But we get them warmed up, we do some icebreakers, and then we get them in the water, and that's where the magic really happens.
Okay.
Because they just get to have fun. They get to let go and have fun. And not only just the fun part of it, right? And so that's important. It's a huge role for sure. But kind of in the note that you were saying, they don't have any control over the ocean or what's happening. And so they have to be so physically in and mentally in the moment that it forces them to let go of everything.
Okay. So it's like they can't hold on
right
to the fear, the trauma, the circumstance they find themselves in.
Exactly.
They have to be fully immersed. Exactly. Is that kind of what you're saying? Okay.
Yep. And through that, there's a lot of healing that happens. And then at the end of the day, we get to say, hey, little Jimmy, like you were so scared and you didn't want to be here and you felt like your parents or guardian, whoever, drug you here and you were so upset. And then you went and you caught like the most waves out of anybody and you had the most amazing time. And, I saw your face light up this huge smile for 3 hours. What does that say about you? And we get to really show them the transition because from what I've learned from a couple of really amazing mentors and professionals is that these kids are so shut down and they've believed these awful lies about themselves for so long that it's become a part of who they are. And so for the first time ever, we face them or we make them face the truth, which is that they are brave and they can overcome and those lies that they believed about themselves get completely thrown out the window because they've been faced with actual fact. Yeah. They can't deny it. They're like, yes, I was scared. I went out in the water and I caught waves and I had so much fun. And that makes, by definition, you are an overcomer. You
Come
are a
on.
conqueror in that way.
Come on.
And so then we teach them like, okay, so how can you apply that now to life outside of surfing?
Come
When you
on.
face something really hard, when you
Mm.
face maybe a test and you failed and then you tried again and then maybe you pass and maybe you're dealing with hard relationship things. All of these big life lessons are applicable and can be learned through surfing. This is just really incredible to be a part of.
That's amazing. You're okay. Your promo video on your Instagram, I like was watching it earlier and just tearing up. For those who don't know, in California there are 60,000 kids in foster care.
Mhm.
And in the US there's over 400,000.
Mhm.
And so that is a huge demographic and there's so much need.
Mhm.
And I actually just went through resource family training.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
And to me it was like but you don't know.
Right.
You know what I
You
mean?
don't
Like
know until you faced with it.
yeah.
Like full
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
you know, but you don't know.
Mhm.
In this training, they give you a checklist. What kind of backgrounds do you feel equipped
Yeah.
to bring into your home? And just going through the list of are you okay with a child with XYZ behaviors?
Right.
Things that I wouldn't expect, like history of setting fires, for
Yeah.
instance, history of abusive animals, history of this or this, that. And it's not like because they're bad, it's
No.
because they've been really badly hurt.
Yeah.
And so there's all of these symptoms that come out as behaviors.
Right.
And it's like the behaviors are just hey, can you see I'm really hurting?
Right. It's a
And
cry for
like,
help.
for sure. Or all they know,
Right.
or it's like literally a mirror of how they've been treated.
Yeah.
And so I think it is one of the things where it's like, ooh, like, how do you hold this? It's heavy,
Yeah.
right? But I thought it was so powerful of being like, actually, can we,
Mhm.
in simple ways, bring healing
Right.
or bring this feeling of assurance?
Yeah.
I can do it.
Can build confidence, build
Mhm.
self-confidence because
Exactly.
you can't put a band-aid over the trauma and the
Right.
things that
Not
these
at all.
kids are
Yeah.
battling with. It's
Mhm.
not, you can't cover it up and make it look pretty.
Right.
At the end of the day, it is brutal and it is
Yeah.
really hard and heavy, and no kid should be experiencing what many of these kids
Yeah.
are
For
going
sure.
through.
Sure.
But I think you put it perfectly. It's like, okay, what can we do to at least plant the seed and start that healing process? Because it
Yeah.
doesn't happen overnight. It takes a
Right.
long time.
How long does it normally take for you to start seeing like
Well,
like
every kid is so different.
okay.
So that really ranges. But honestly, we see a huge change just within the first hour that they're with
Wow.
us. But I'd love to share a story about a little girl who her family, we love them so much. They
Yeah.
have been surfing with us for 5 years now.
Okay.
And so they started at our very first event,
Mhm.
first one we ever had. They
Yeah.
surfed with us, and they have a little girl, and I won't say her name, but she has selective mutism. And so basically what that is she's hurting so much inside that she has a hard time communicating with people
Sure.
and with people she doesn't trust. She's got a lot
Okay.
of I would guess you could say trust issues.
Sure. You said selective mutism, right?
Yes.
So mute as in like quiet.
She
Okay.
won't talk to people.
Okay.
Exactly, that
Okay.
she doesn't know or trust that are in her immediate circle.
Sure.
And so I took her out for the first time, and sure enough, like, would not say a word to me.
Mhm.
I could barely get like a head nod, like, hey, do you want to go out there? And it was just the most subtle, like, little nod, yes. And I was like, okay, we're gonna run with that.
Yeah.
So I took her out and she caught her first wave and she stood up and she had this smile, and it was the most incredible, special thing. And I got back to her and I was like, was that fun? And just like, again, a little nod. And I'm like, you want to do that again? She's like, not again.
Mhm.
And so I was like,
Still no
okay, let's
words.
do it. Still no words,
Okay.
nothing. Yeah. And so we surfed and had a great time. And it's been like, it was like that for about 3 years until she decided that she trusted me and another volunteer instructor enough to start actually speaking.
Wow.
And so now she talks to all of us. Now she's
Wow.
like, really knows that this is a place that she
Wow.
is safe and cared for and loved. Just, yeah, to give you an example, this just doesn't happen overnight. That was 3.5, 3 years in the making, but really we've been serving with her for 5 years. That's one of the most special parts about our program is that most of our kids are not just a one event and done type thing.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
almost always come back and surf with us multiple times. And if they don't, it's usually a circumstantial thing where they
Sure.
got placed in another home, the family had to move, because obviously what they're dealing with is very unstable. And so they don't know where they're going to be in the
Right.
next week or so.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty incredible once you do see the big and small
Yeah.
transformations happening.
Yeah.
And it's all special.
I love when you said there's this moment when you just see them let go.
Yeah.
I almost feel like in that story, it's kind of like she catches her wave, this huge smile rips across her face.
Right.
And it's like,
just a moment of freedom and to
So
be herself.
mhm.
We know that the ocean is very healing and surfing also caters to that. But yeah, it's a very special place where all of your guards can come down and even if it's just for a brief moment, you know, it was so brief, but you could see like the wall came down for a moment and she was just like anyone else having a great time in the water in the ocean. So
good.
It's pretty cool.
It reminds me in one of your videos, you say that one of the things that you want them to walk away with is to know that when they wipe out, figuratively or literally,
Yeah.
the ocean teaches them they can get back up again.
Yeah.
And that family isn't just who you're born into, but it's those who paddle with you through all of life's storms.
Right.
And I was like, man, like that's so good.
Yeah.
How has that played out in your own life?
Oh my gosh. Well, so I won't dive too deep into it, but I definitely had some family stuff going on from the time that I was very little. Parents were divorced, and so there was a lot of back and forth, and things that you navigate as the child in the middle of that. And my parents did a wonderful job trying to help navigate that, but there's still things that you struggle with and deal with. And so going through that was really difficult, especially in my teenage years where I started to figure things out and start forming opinions and
puzzle pieces are clicking together.
Yeah, it's just a hard one to navigate once you have a broader understanding of the world and how things go. And so for me, at least during those high school years, it was a super powerful outlet. Like I said, I didn't really want to be anywhere else because I didn't have to think about all of the struggles I was dealing with. I got to leave it, right? I think it's so powerful to have those moments, even just like an hour or so out of your day. 20 minutes can make a huge difference where you just get to disconnect from all of the troubles, all of the worries, all of the battles that you're experiencing, and just have a moment to yourself and to clear your mind. And surfing requires it. Like we were talking about, where it's like you can't really afford to be too in your head because you have to focus. There's all sorts of things going on. There's other people in the lineup, there's waves coming at you, maybe the wind is moving, like the tide's coming up and down. There's just so many different moving dynamics that require you to be all in. And that's a very special thing.
And you can't take your phone.
Right. You can't take your phone.
Can't scroll Instagram.
Exactly. It requires you to be fully engaged in a really powerful and healing way. So for me, that was incredible to have that. And then fast forward to 2017, my house burned down in the Thomas fire.
Did not know that.
Yes. So that was
I'm so sorry.
Really challenging time, to say the least.
Yeah.
And so I was navigating a lot through that too. And the word trauma is very overused these days, in my opinion.
Sure.
And so I want to be careful with it. But there are also things that happen, like when your house burns down, that
I mean, it's pretty traumatic.
Are traumatic.
Yeah. That's a big loss.
Yeah. I think it's really about, we all face traumas in life, right? Like their life is filled with trauma. And it's whether you choose to sit and dwell in it or move forward and past it and say, no, this was awful and that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
And that goes for everybody, right? Like we're all dealing with stuff that was terrible and that should not have happened to you.
Acknowledging it. Not just stuffing it and being like, this did happen. Being like, it did. And then.
Exactly. Facing it front on. And sometimes that's really hard. Sometimes that's scary. It's like you don't want to sit with that and you don't want to feel those things.
Sure.
But what I've found is there's really only one way through it, and that is to sit with it and be present. Otherwise, it bleeds into other areas of your life, and that's no good either. But surfing was also an outlet for that because again, you have to be present, not think about really other
Mhm.
things. But I also want to speak to the amazing community that came out of surfing for me.
Come on.
Because that really was a part of the group that got me through all of those things and that were there with me and sat with me in it.
The girl gang.
Yeah, the girl gang.
Yes.
And
Feast Street, other surfer blocking girl gang.
they and many other people as well, but they often sat with me in it, in the questions and the wondering and the whys and the heartbreak and the loss. And so
That's beautiful.
yeah, I have to thank God for all of that because he gave me such an amazing foundation going into experiencing something like that. Where it's like, I don't believe that it's God's fault that that happened.
Sure.
I don't believe that, I believe he's all powerful and he has control. And so you have to kind of come to terms with that too, right? It's like he could have spared my home, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And so what's the lesson to be learned and what is he trying to teach? And that's a hard place to come to too. And I think it comes with a lot of time and sitting with it.
For sure. And that's a really hard thing to face.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to be like, God could have prevented this.
Right.
And he didn't. So does that make him culpable? Like, it's like nobody really wants to linger with that question for very long.
Totally.
Especially if you don't want to be like, screw you, God.
Yeah.
Like
it's easy to be angry.
Yeah,
it's
for
easy to
sure.
Angry. And I think it's healthy to be angry sometimes. And I think he's big enough to handle that.
Right.
But I found a lot of peace in the ocean sitting with those questions and with God because I love the church and I love community in that way. But sometimes you just need to sit in nature, at least for me. That's where I feel closest to him. And so the ocean and surfing was a place that I could go and sit with those really big questions and be like, God, why did you let this happen to me? Why did you let it happen to my family? Where are we going from here? What do we have to learn? And how long is the healing going to take? It takes a long time. And so that was also a big part of the reason why I wanted to share surfing with others who I knew were facing some of those big questions, right? Where they were battling and struggling with things that are just so much bigger than us. And again, like things that shouldn't have happened, things that are terrible, awful. But sitting with them, I think, is so healthy.
So good.
And having a space, not everyone is going to love the ocean and sitting in the ocean, but find your space. Find your space to sit with God and ask those big questions. And I think it's so important.
That's so
for
good.
Traveling through life. And also having a community like we were talking about, it can back you and sit with you in that if you're willing and open and ready for that. There's a time for that too.
That's so good. I see you sitting on your board and your questions are like drops of water. You're kind of like dropping into the ocean. And it's kind of like being able to sit there and be like, oh, this is one little like drop in this sea.
I just got chills.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like you get to really be swallowed up in the grandeur of gosh, there's so much mystery, but then so much to be in awe about, right? And like even thinking of I don't know.
Well, no, and I think you're spot on. I think there's so much to be said for sitting in a place or being around something that is so much bigger than you.
Yeah.
And bigger than your problems and your issues and whatever you're dealing with in life. There is something really amazing about that. And I think that's maybe a natural human inclination, right? It's like we walk up to a massive mountain and we're just like, whoa, that's crazy. Or that's kind of how I feel at the islands. I feel this immeasurable peace where it's like, wow, this is so much bigger and beautiful and it's so much bigger than I am.
Isn't it wonderful though that there's something in us that expands rather than goes, oh, I'm so strong. Like it's very rare that someone's like, I'm standing in front of this big mountain and I feel small in a bad way. Right. It's like you feel small in a really good way. Yeah. In a really like peace, like we have a God who's so much bigger than we can imagine. Right.
It's almost reassuring. It's like, I don't have to have the answers. Right. I don't have to be alone in this. because it is so much bigger. And so it's, yeah, it's reassuring for sure. It's nice to be able to get outside of yourself and your mind sometimes in that way.
That's so good. Real quick, I want to be mindful of your time.
Yeah.
But I do have a few more questions for you, if
Absolutely.
that's okay.
Go for it.
So the first one is, how have you seen the surfing community impact the and I keep saying kids, but it's really it's like not just kids. It's young adults, it's teens. It's
we serve ages 2 to 25, so it's a massive age range. But the surf community, like I said, they're a funny crew, but they're
ride
such
or
a
die.
loving, yes, like
they are ride or die people.
They will stand by you.
Yes.
And they're good people and they're strong-willed and I think it's cool to they're all for getting behind a cause, and we see that across so many different nonprofits that are working in surf therapy in some regard and with some demographic. And so it's cool to see the surf community that I grew up with rally around MTC, and there's another organization called Flow that do just amazing things, and it doesn't happen without them. That healing that I shared about that little girl doesn't happen without the surf community.
Come on, it doesn't.
So I'm so proud and blessed to be a part of that community. Because it really is it's a special group of people that come together over a shared passion and love of the ocean and riding waves.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So with that, what would you say to someone thinking about embracing vulnerable kids?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good question. I would say approach it with your hands open. Don't have any expectation on it. The less expectations you have, the better.
That's so good.
Really, though, because you just never know what you're going to get. And I think it's great to have a lot of experience going into it, but even if you don't, I would just say be so humble all the way around and be open to learn, be a sponge. Just be ready to learn.
I love that. Be a sponge.
Be a sponge.
Be ready my new motto. Be a sponge.
Yeah, it's like you can't walk in with tons of bias or like preconceived notions of how it's going to be, because it will always put you right back down in your place. And there is beauty in that for sure, but it's hard. It's like, again, you have to learn how to let go a bit of that control and just trust God and be like a sponge. Be ready to learn. Yeah. Because you're going to learn a lot.
That's so good. That's so good.
And really, bottom line is just walk in love. Just walk in love. As you embrace these kids, as you learn and alongside them, really, because they're learning too, is just to walk forward in love. And that should be your first response every time. Obviously, we're human and we're not perfect. So it might not be that every time, but if you can aim for that, if you can strive for that, then you'll be okay. You'll make it through.
That's so good. What's your biggest, wildest hope for MTC and the community you serve in this season?
Gosh.
Or just whatever comes to mind. You know, that's such an intense qualifier.
Well,
biggest, wildest.
Your biggest, wildest dream is that it's quite simple, right? It's the reason that I started in the beginning is to reach and heal as many kids as we possibly can. And so that is the biggest, wildest dream is that MTC is up and down the West Coast, possibly the East Coast. Maybe we're helping in Hawaii or even a different country. There's so many different opportunities for it, but the main reason and passion behind all of it, the main dream, is that we would be able to share healing through surfing with as many kids as we possibly can.
Amazing.
And that will always remain the biggest and wildest dream because there's so much need. If we can do that and just reach tons and tons of kids, then that would, for me, be job well done.
That's amazing. I love that you've taken something that's been so meaningful for you and you're kind of just like, hey, I have this gift. Do you want it? Is it like, do you like it?
Right. And some people,
did it help you? Like, you know, and I think that's so wonderful.
And to do it well. That's like that would be my call is it's one thing to share a gift like surfing and then it's another thing to do it well. Because it's hard. It's a really difficult thing. It's not easy and yeah, my goal is to share surfing and share it well.
That's so good. I mean, we were
Yeah.
talking about some of the not easy parts before we hit record, right?
Right, right, right.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No.
And to try and put some framework around this gift,
Yes.
right? And be
Yeah.
like, hey, in order to serve more of the people that I want to serve and to
Hmm.
love the people that I want to love, I need to make this framework.
Right. There's got
And
to be
it's
structure.
really hard to do, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Like I want to bang my head against the wall
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it's honestly like not to get too far into the nitty-gritty,
Sure.
but the nonprofit world is difficult. And it's difficult right now, especially with
Hmm.
not much funding to go around for
Sure.
people. And so we feel that and we do our best with what we have and we
Hmm.
strive forward and
Hmm.
keep making plans, coming up with ideas and
Hmm.
you throw at the wall and see what sticks.
Hey, I think that's
And
amazing.
hope God meets you there.
For sure. For sure.
But
For
yeah,
sure.
it's not easy, but it's worthwhile. That's
Hmm.
what those hard, really hard moments where,
Hmm.
just on administrative side, operations, things like
Sure.
that, fundraising,
Sure.
those moments that are so frustrating sometimes.
Totally.
Like I just imagine one of those kids that I've seen
Hmm.
and I imagine them on that wave and I see their smile
Hmm.
and I'm like, nope, okay,
Hmm.
that's worth it.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this. And
I can apply for another grant.
yeah, exactly. I'll battle it out. I'll duke
Yeah.
it out for another grant.
Yeah.
And I know that there's probably a lot of nonprofit leaders that
Sure.
feel the same way, right? Where
Sure.
it's like you see the person or the kid or whoever it is that you're serving and you see them thrive through your program and that makes it all
Fun.
worthwhile. So,
Fun.
yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk more about that in just a second,
Yeah.
but real quick before we do,
Hmm.
what does community mean to you? I ask everyone that question.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. What does it mean to me? Community
yeah.
is, I think it's the backbone
Mhm.
behind almost everything that we do,
Mm,
right?
say more about that.
Well, you have probably several communities in your life. You
Sure.
have your family, that's a community. You
Yeah.
have your friends, it's another community. Maybe if you go to church, you have your church
Yeah.
community. But all of these different people that
Hmm.
make up, I guess, your whole entire community,
Hmm.
they're the ones that hopefully step in when things get really hard and you don't
Yeah.
know where to turn to next. And
Come on.
they're there in the lonely moments and the
Hmm.
scary ones, and they're there to rejoice with you in the really beautiful and exciting and glorious
Mm,
moments too.
hmm.
And so I think that is kind of a visual representation of how the Lord kind of intended it, where
Mm,
it's like we live, and I know we spoke about this a little bit, but we live in the most connected time in all of history,
right.
and yet it's proven to be one of the most lonely times in all of history for so many
Yes.
people and our kids especially these days trying to navigate all of that.
Yeah.
So difficult.
Hmm.
But I think if we can kind of come back to our roots and come back
Hmm.
to in-person type
Yeah.
connecting, that really strengthens us and strengthens other people too,
Hmm.
right? It's never a one-way street
For sure.
when you're with community. You're
Yeah.
giving and getting something.
Yeah.
And it's a really beautiful exchange and
Hmm.
I just hope that we won't completely lose touch with that.
For sure.
Um,
For
because
sure.
it's worth fighting for.
Hmm.
And so that's
Agreed.
to me it feels like the backbone. It's
Hmm.
like okay,
Hmm.
when everything hits the
Yeah.
fan and it's
Yeah.
all going wrong, who can I turn to? I know is
Hmm.
going to have my back.
Yeah, that's so good. I love that analogy. It's
Yeah.
like who's gonna have my back? And also like if it's a backbone, it's really what's you're standing on.
Right.
Right? It's like
It's a
causing you to
foundation.
stand up straight. It's causing you to like your community gives you courage, right? You're like
Totally.
take a breath, like, oh, I've got this.
Yeah.
Like I can do this, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really special thing, and it's like sometimes I get some bad news with the nonprofit, and Cody tells me he's like, "Hey, but look who you have around you to help you." Like, yes,
Come
it's hard,
on.
but you have
It's a good fiance,
yeah,
right?
he's amazing.
Mhm.
Also like a backbone, but
Yeah.
um, it's just so important to have people like that, who will lift your eyes and say, okay, yes, this is hard, but you have this going for you and this person and this person. Even if you don't have anything going for you, at least you have that person who's telling you,
for sure,
no, you can do this.
Yeah.
Forward. So
for sure.
Yeah, I think it's invaluable.
I agree. So I'd like to let people know how they can connect with you.
Yeah.
How they can connect with MTC. And also I would love for you to talk a little bit about Surfers for Freedom.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. If you don't mind.
No.
Because if we can, as a community, help you.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. Yeah. I would love to connect with people. And all, if you want to go surfing, if you want to learn how to surf, I'm here for that. I can do that. If you want to grab coffee, I can do that too.
But how can people find you?
But so they can find me through my nonprofit. That's probably the easiest. Yeah. So if you look up mtcsurf.org, that'll take you to our website, and my contact is right there at the bottom. That's my personal cell phone, so you can call it. Please, respectfully. Maybe I shouldn't have told people that. But you can also email me too. It's down there too. If you have more professional inquiries. But really to bring MTC back to light and highlight all of the wonderful work that's happening. Again, it is through volunteers. And so if you wanted to get connected as a volunteer, we have a volunteer page.
What if you're not a surfer?
If you're not a surfer,
can you still volunteer?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
There's so many ways to love on the kids not in the water. So we have beach supervisor positions where you're essentially watching and monitoring and making sure all the kids are safe in and out of the water. You can be playing with the littles on the beach. A lot of times we have little 2-3-year-olds that don't want to surf and they just want to play in the sand. You can build sandcastles. We have lunch. So part of our program is it's free to all the kids that we serve and the families. And so in order to do that, we have to have people help make that happen. So sometimes people volunteer to bring lunch. Maybe they'll sponsor a lunch. That's always
I love that. Sponsor a lunch.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to sponsor a lunch? You can reach out to Elle.
Yes, please. So those are some ways to get involved if you don't want to be in the water. Right. Obviously, if you're a water bug like me and you want to be in the water, there's actually a couple positions there too. You can either be the person pushing a kid into the wave. Or if maybe you're not so comfortable with that, you're like, hey, I love the water. I want to be in it, but I don't really know how to surf and I don't know how to push kids into waves. Sure. What can I do? Be like, okay, you're our water safety person. So you're pushing the kids back out to their instructors after they cut a wave. Got it. So there's so many ways to volunteer, and that is a massive blessing to us. It literally drives the program forward. That's what I tell people every single day whenever we have an event we do a meeting. And they probably are like, oh my gosh, it's the millionth time she's telling us this, but it does not happen without each of them. And I hope they can understand even a little bit that the amount of impact that they have on those days is just incredible, because it literally, even one person makes all the difference. So yeah, I can't I can't recommend that highly enough. Come on. But another way, you mentioned our Surfers for
let's talk about Surfers for Freedom
program. So we have a monthly giving program. And basically you get to make a monthly donation, and that ensures that our kids continue surfing every month. And so that is a really powerful way to give. You can give as little as $5. You can give $100. You can give whatever is comfortable and meaningful for you. There is no like, oh, well, I only have $5 this month. That's not enough. No, that is huge to us. It makes all the difference in the world. And so if you have that ability, I know that not everybody has that freedom, but if you have the ability to do so, I can guarantee you it goes such a long way for our program. And that is one thing. We are quite a small nonprofit, and so I can guarantee that every dollar you give is going to make a huge impact and be used well. And so, if it's on your heart to make a donation and help us move forward in that way and be a part of our Surfers for Freedom community, because that's what we call you. When you're a monthly giver, you are a Surfer for Freedom. You are providing those kids with the opportunity to experience that same freedom.
So good.
Cool.
Well, I'm going to definitely put that link in the show notes. So for anybody who's listening and they're like, wait, what is it? It's going to be in the show notes. Amazing. And just think about it. If you're $5 or $10 a month, it's a couple lattes. Or a smoothie. or your, I don't know, takeout, like less than
Right.
what you're going to Uber Eats this
Absolutely.
weekend. So, I mean,
and it just goes such a far way.
Yeah.
It really does. Even $5 a month makes a huge difference. So yeah,
It's
we can't
amazing.
thank you enough.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to close out by just reading your verse.
Oh, cool. Okay, great.
So Romans 37 through 39, right? So, and if there's anything you want to say in closing, I'm going to let you do that.
Well, thank you. Here it is.
The MTC vision verse. No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For I'm convinced that neither death nor life, nor angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, or anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus.
Amen.
Selah.
It's so good.
Selah. Any other final thoughts you'd like to leave us with, Al?
I think we covered it, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me and for letting me share about my life and also about MTC and how those two come together. And yeah, it was just an honor to be on your podcast today.
Yeah, it was so great having you here. You've been on my heart for a while to interview, and just because I think it's so beautiful, that cross section. Yeah, it makes me teary-eyed. It's so precious, so sweet and powerful. It's a lot more impactful, I think, than you even know. It's like,
right,
but
you don't know.
Anyway, so I'm really honored to have the opportunity to help share your story.
Well, thank you.
And I hope there's a lot more Surfers for Freedom coming your way soon.
We're praying for it.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Life with People podcast. Go to mtcsurf.org right now and become a surfer for freedom. Let's give the gift of surfing and healing to as many youth and young adults in the foster care system as possible. Some ways that you can support the podcast is to subscribe on your preferred platform. This ensures you get the latest episodes right when they come out. I also want to invite you to leave a review. Another way you can support us is to share this episode with a friend. So go ahead, go to mtcsurf.org, become a surfer for freedom, like this episode, subscribe to this podcast, share it with a friend, and as always, feel free to reach out. I'd love to hear about how you're building community in your own life. All right, that's all for today, guys.